Finding a reliable renter is hard. We fixed that. Step 1, send an invite. Step 2, check the results. Summary, employment, financials, identity, references, credit, plus. It's time for you to close more, screen faster, boost efficiency, build trust, stay ahead.
Lovely. You can launch us from 3 ways. PropTexVerify.ca is the first one. Secondly, you can find us in the MLS tools section over here, circled in red, PropTx Verify by Cove in the MLS tools on OntarioMLP.ca and Realm. We're actually integrated with Realm. If you're logged on already, you just click on the 9-dot menu, just like Broker Bay and SkySlope. You just click on PropTx Verify now, and you will jump right into this platform. Again, you'll just need your MLS ID to log on and PIN number. All you gotta do is click on the applications tab and select invite applicant. All members have a link created for them. And when you send a screening invite, a text message and email will be sent out to the applicant after you enter their contact information. So their first name, last name, email, and phone number, and your link will be sent out to them to fill out the form. If there is a co-applicant, then you can add that it would be like a husband and wife or a guarantor, brother, sister, etc. You can also add their information for them to fill out the form if they're going to be on the lease. Now, this is for your bookkeeping, some property context, and organizing your dashboard. Completely optional. If you don't want to add this, it's totally fine. You don't have to. You can, if the listing's not on MLS, you can then put in the address and our Google API will pick it up. If you're the listing agent, you can just choose the listing you're working with. And if you're the cooperating agent, you can just enter in the MLS ID number, paste it in, and we will pull the information as well and do bookkeeping for you. Now, there's 2 ways of paying. We are $14.95 plus tax, a report generated. A lot of realtors who work with a lot of leases, we noticed that they bulk purchase credits, and we give them a discount up to 20% for that. And if you're an applicant, you can direct the applicant to pay for it as well and say, hey, we will get you an Equifax report from Equifax itself. It'll be a soft check, no hits on the points. We've actually built a relationship with Equifax to ensure that for over 2.5 years. And there'll be other information that will put them in a better position to get the property that they like. And then the report will be generated instantly once it's submitted from the applicant. Before we move on, do we have any questions on how to launch the product and pricing?
Yeah, so is the product per month, pricing per month, or how does that work?
No, so that's a great question,
Per
actually.
applicant.
Yeah, so it's per report generated. It's $14.95. So if there's 2 applicants on a transaction for a lease for an applicant, it'll be on the applicant itself. So the applicants. So 2 applicants will be about $30.
Saad, who is Cove?
Cove is the company that partnered up with TRREB to create this portal, PropTx Verify. We're a tenant screening and verification company.
US based or Canadian based?
We are Canadian based.
Thank you.
But we are live in US as well.
Got it.
Lovely. Any other questions?
Hi, it's John here. How you doing?
Hey, John. Great. How you doing?
Good. Here in London. I've used single key before. Is this similar to single key?
Similar, but we're different. So firstly, we provide you employment information. I'll show you exactly how, but we provide it from the payroll source. So literally, we're getting the information from the source for their payroll, and then banking information directly from their financial institutions. And also, we do your employer landlord checks for you. And of course, the biggest is the price point. Single key charges $30 plus add-ons might lead up to $80. We are only charging $14.95. plus
No, I
tax.
like it. That looks great. I appreciate it, man. Now, the other question I have to dart before the session is probably over. Are you recording this, and can we get the recording at a later date?
I believe that
Yes,
is.
yeah,
Yes.
we're
I can
recording.
answer.
Okay,
Lovely.
where would I get the recording?
John will email it to everyone who's in attendance today.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Lovely. Thank
Hey,
you,
Saad,
John.
Saad, one more question.
Mhm.
Does this app tap into the open room?
Yes. So again, I'll show you exactly
Okay.
in the background section of the report. We tap into Open Room, Canly, Souk. If there's any ongoing cases or previous cases that were public records for LTB eviction history, we will notify you on that section.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi, I just asked my question in the chat box. I was gonna ask, is there a way to have the fees added to the membership fee for TRREB? Or do you have like a yearly subscription?
I'm so sorry. It was hard to understand you. Can you just speak up a little bit more?
My question is in the chat box in case you can't hear me. I was asking if, like, is there a way to add those fees to the TRREB membership or like have like a yearly subscription for the instead of individual?
Mhm. Okay, so first and foremost, if I understand your question, TRREB itself, we usually charge $45, and TRREB is covering your fee up to $30 for accessing the dashboard itself. And all you have to do is pay $14.95 for the report, and TRREB is covering almost 66% of that already. There is no monthly subscription fee or anything. It's just pay per use on, we have a credit system. You purchase one credit, it'll be $14.95 plus tax.
Okay,
I hope that answers your question.
thank you.
Lovely.
Can I ask
Moving
one more
on?
question?
One more
Yeah,
question.
Yeah, so I noticed you have to put in an address. Is this for, we're paying for every time they're applying to a property? What if they apply to like 4 or 5 properties?
Okay, so you are only paying once they submit a report. And if you generated the report, meaning you paid for it, you have control over where they're gonna pay, where they're gonna take that report to. And if the applicant pays for it, of course, they have control over it. They can either take it to you or other listings as well.
Okay, so the address that you asked to put in, like whether it's a listing or whether we key in the address, if it's not on MLS, that's irrelevant. That's not going to show on the report in case we have to go to another property.
I mean, you can always edit that. And again, it's optional. You don't have to put the address in either.
Okay.
Lovely. Any more questions before moving on? Okay, perfect. So what does the applicant see when we sent them a link? So now with the screening invite, the text message and email will have a link in there for all their members. Once they click on it, the applicants, they click on the link, they'll be launched into this portal. This portal is editable, so you can change the logo here to TFN logo. You can change the writing over here. You can say Cora from TFN is screening you for a rental application. And then what this section says is that, hey, they need to verify their identity, confirm who they say they are, connect to their financial accounts to verify their bank and payroll information, and then complete the screening review to submit for a background and credit check. All they got to do is enter their phone number and confirm that with a code. And then they would have to confirm their email address and date of birth. And then they'll be asked to upload a photo ID. Now we do scan and verify multiple photo IDs from over 180 plus countries, such as, driver's license, passports, national ID cards. We verify all of them. And all they got to do is take a picture of the ID, the front and then back. And then they'll be asked to take a selfie, front, left, and center. And then that is considered the biometric identity verification section. And we do have selfie and live selfie detection and liveness detection check also built in. And then they'll be asked to declare their employment information. So they can declare multiple sources of income. If they're full-time, part-time, or self-employed. If they're self-employed, they can upload documents pertaining to their corporation, like article of incorporation, NOAs, etc. There is fields for their corporation information, like number, website, anything that proves their corporation is legit. If they are a full-time and part-time employee, then they can proceed to connect to their payroll company. Now, we're directly integrated with over 250 plus payroll companies, such as ADP, Workday, Dayforce, Uber, DoorDash, Walmart, Lyft, Kroger's, etc. And all they have to do is put in their credentials, and we will pull their employment information and their employer's reference directly from their source. However, if there is a section where they need to upload more documents, and they can't go through with this payroll process, then they can go ahead and upload their employment letter and 3 recent pay stubs. This is how it looks once you're connecting to the payroll. This person is connecting to Uber. A lot of Uber drivers are overlooked because they're not able to verify their employment information. Now they can. All they have to do is enter their credentials, and they can show that, hey, I've been making such and such amount for such and such time. And then they'll be asked to declare to connect to their bank. We connect to personal and business accounts. I do want to notify that we are only pulling 2 years worth of verified transaction data and history. And that is only pertaining to lease. So the income coming into their account, either that's government, employment, or other sources like e-transfers, or in like rent going out of their account. We're not pulling their Tim Hortons transactions or anything like that. It's very easy, just like Wealth Simple. You connect to a bank, you just click on the bank you're associated with, and then they put in their credentials, allow access to the account, and then we'll pull that information. For any reason, if they don't want to connect to their bank, they are able to upload multiple bank statements as well. And if they don't want to do any of that, there is a skip button where they can just go ahead and skip that section. This is how it looks when they're connecting to their bank. This person's connecting to RBC, and they're entering their username, password, select the account, and just allow access. And then this is the rental history section. So the applicant is then proceeding to enter their current address, their status there, how much are they paying, their rent date, when did they start living there, why are they moving out, and then the landlord's information. We cross-reference the name and the address with TRREB. If there are multiple residences that they lived before and landlord's information, they can also go ahead and input that. Our voice AI assistant, Alex, he will do a 3-point check, reference check for you for the employers and landlords as a last layer of verification. He will email them, call them, and text them, and he'll get an Airbnb style scorecard from them from email and text, and then they can rate them from 1 to 5, like, hey, were they good? Where did they live? Did they pay on time? Were they clean? Did they damage any properties, etc.? And then
We have some questions. Do we want to address them now before we get to the next?
Yeah, these two
section
steps are
here?
together. So once I
Okay.
just quickly go over this,
Beautiful.
lovely. And then, yeah, once they review the application, they will submit it and it'll be available to you instantly. And then if you already have the documents sent a part of the rental application, like I explained before, there's something called Deep Check Instant. It's another product. It builds the same report for the same price, $14.95. Takes 1 credit for this report. And this is when you already have the documents sent to you. You just put the information in and you'll get a peace of mind that these documents are real. We'll give you a Equifax report. You can cross-reference it with the one that you have already. It's very easy. All you gotta do is select Instant Verify here, beside Invite Applicant, and then enter the tenant's information, their first name, last name, email, and phone number, and then select Continue. And then you can proceed to enter their employment docs. So please just make sure they're in PDF form. So their employment letter, 3 recent pay stubs, and anytime a document is uploaded onto our platform, either that's an ID or an article of incorporation, bank statements, employment letter, someone uploads a document, it goes through a verification process called optical character recognition. And this is the same tech larger financial institutions and mortgage lenders use to verify documents when they're deciding on who to give a loan to. And then if you have the bank statements, you can upload them. If not, it's totally fine. You can just select skip. And then the rental history, you'll be entering the information here now. Same thing what they did. If you haven't done the reference checks, we'll do it for you again. There is a opt-in, opt-out feature if you don't want the the references to know, the landlord. Sometimes the applicants don't want the landlords to know that, hey, I'm moving out yet. So we can opt out of that as well. If you require an extra layer of verification, you have the ability to ask the applicant to connect to their payroll and bank via email. All you got to do is put in their email, a link will be sent out to them, and then they can connect to their bank and payroll for extra. You can just tell the co-op agent, hey, we need some more information. Landlord needs some more information regarding bank and payroll information. Is it possible they can connect to it? And then you can ask them that. And then the results will be generated within minutes, report will be ready. And then before we get into what's the report, unfortunately, I can't see the chat box here. So if you guys can, if you can just shoot me the questions, please.
Yeah, I'll narrate them for everyone. So we have a few questions here. We'll go back to the top. If they are not from one of these 250 payroll source companies. So I guess what happens if they're not under any of those source companies? How do they go about it?
Yes, we're only growing. So 250 is like our minimum. We are up to like almost 1,000 now. However, any reason they cannot connect to the payroll companies, they have the ability to upload their 3 recent pay stubs and their employment letter. And then we have that, we can verify the documents because we have the tech built in. It's called the OCR.
Oh, perfect. Okay. How far can they go in years? Verify the tenant's information provided. Like for newcomers, they do not have much history.
So for newcomers, what they can do is first of all, they can verify their ID. If they have bank statements, if they have any previous pay stubs, they can upload those. We can verify them, just like bank statements. And then we can also get you a credit report from if their country had that credit system built in. It'll just cost you approximately $30 more on top of the $14.95 it takes us a lot more, it takes money to pull out that report from a foreign bureau, maybe Equifax or the other bureaus that are connected with it internationally.
Okay, thank you. Is there any hesitancy at the bank connection part from tenants? What has been your overall experience?
Overall experience, we have over 10,000 users, and we're noticing about a 10% drop-off rate. 90% of all the applicants go through with it. 10% of them maybe just they don't want to, they upload multiple bank statements or they just press skip. So about 90% of the applicants are actually coming through and they're saying, hey, this is the information. That being said, we will be adding one-pagers where you can send to the applicants and you can send to the landlords as well, so they can have like some insights.
Perfect. How long does the applicant onboarding process on average take?
8 minutes. It's very quick. If they have all the documents, if they're just forthright with it, it takes literally 8 minutes for an application to be completed, and then it'll be available to you within minutes after that.
Okay, perfect. Does it work the same way in terms of pricing in Alberta?
In terms of pricing in Alberta, no. Alberta, if you're in Alberta, you can just message me straight and we will have to set you up with a separate account. And again, we will be working with the board over there to get them a similar product. But as of right now, we haven't launched that. We're not in talks yet with them. We will be. And yeah, you just have to message me and then I'll get you onboarded through another way. And there will be a difference in pricing, of course.
Okay, perfect. So there's a couple of questions that have a similar theme. Just as a reminder for everyone, we are recording the session. So if you've missed any pieces, there's an ask about a landlord part. You can go back and review the video, the recording, and we will be emailing the recording out to everyone who's in attendance. We will also be including Saad's information so you can connect directly with him, so not to worry. There's one more question here. One sec, I had it here. Can we fill this out on behalf of the client if they feel uncomfortable or they feel comfortable sending via email only?
Yes, so if you have all their documents as per the rental app, then you can go ahead and just do it on Deep Check Instant. But the application portal would be have to done by the applicant itself.
Okay.
And
Is
again, you
there,
need a, yep,
no, go ahead.
and you need a rental application as a part of this as well for them to
Okay.
go ahead.
Is there a video we can send to clients to show them how this works?
There isn't a video per se. However, I can send you over this deck. Maybe you guys can just go over with them if that's the case.
For onboarding, does clients need a scanner or can they use their phones to upload documents?
Onboarding, can you explain that, please?
My assumption here, and jump in if I'm misunderstanding this, is when they're filling out these documents, do they need to upload via PDF or can they take a picture from their phone and upload?
Okay, so we do prefer PDFs. We can verify them a lot quicker. If they upload photos, it just takes us a longer time to verify them. So we do request you upload the documents in PDF form. And if you're taking photos, it'll just take a little bit more longer, like a day or two to get them verified.
Okay. All right. So then we have a question from Steph here. Two things. If I work with a tenant, can I send the data to multiple properties that the tenant applies for? So we established that that was available, that you could do that. How can the landlord validate the accuracy of the verified report by an applicant? How can we tell if it's altered or original?
That is a great question. That's the reason why I have a QR code on my screen right now. If you guys scan this QR code, you'll get a sample PDF report on your phone right now. We have a QR code badge on every single QR code, every single hard copy report that's created. And the original report is in that QR code. And you just have to request access from the person who generated it to look at it, to see it. It's like a Google Doc approval. You approve of them seeing it, and then they can see the original report in that QR code. So if someone decides to alter the hard copy, you have that report in the code as well, in the badge.
Fantastic. Okay. Fee of $14 includes at least 2 Equifax credit report charges for tenants. Question. I'm assuming, does the $14 include 2 Equifax credit reports for the tenant?
2 Equifax, or I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
following.
I'm not sure. If you want to clarify that, jump on and clarify. You can absolutely do so. What if a rental application filled by tenant by hand only? Is it still good? No,
We
so
don't have an option by hand only.
Yeah.
It's through the portal, unfortunately. If that's the case, then you would have to request all the documents and then go through with them as a deep check instant.
correct. Yeah. So just to confirm, this is a digital tool that allows you to connect with your tenants and follow through the process accuracy and accurately. If you're going to do it manual, then I mean, this obviously is an opposite
Lovely.
process.
Any more questions?
Last one here, for how long the tenant's information is kept on your servers and how safe is that?
That is a great question. Tenant's information will last for 30 days. After 30 days, it gets wiped out. If you require a refresh, there will be a $5 fee. Just email us and we'll get you a refreshed report for that. And after each lease transaction, it will be wiped out. Once the transaction's over, the report will be gone from your dashboard and the system as well.
Okay. All right. I know there's a few other questions in the chat. There are a couple of questions that are repeating as well. Just as a reminder, we are sending out the recording. We will include the presentation and Saad's direct contact information. So if you have any further questions or the answers provided today weren't quite satisfying your curiosity, then please feel free to reach out to the TFN team and or directly to Saad. This is an incredible service, especially with where we are in the market and the volume of leases. Thank you again for everyone and your engagement. Did we have anything else, or I'll give it back to you. Yeah, I'll give it back to you. And just as a reminder for everyone, we are recording and we will give you everyone's contact information to connect directly to. So take it away.
Lovely. Cora, I just sent over you some extra quick links regarding my website,
Okay.
AI demo call from Alex, our voice AI assistant. You guys can check that out as well. There's other information on what I went over the report, our support number. I'll show it in the end as well. So just quickly, this is the sample report PDF. There is a badge on every page. Now, right away, you'll see a metrics of summaries and scores. So you'll see a PropTech score, you'll see a score from credits, you'll see an Equifax credit score. If Equifax fails, we'll get you a score from TransUnion and the report from them also. And then you'll see a percent ratio of rent to gross income. And if there are co-applicants, it'll be a combined household income ratio. So the lower, the better. Anywhere in Canada, 50 to 30% is very, very normal. And then you will see monthly debt. How much monthly debt do they have? Phone payments, car payments, etc. And then here is the applicant's information you entered. This is the only information you enter, and everything else will be inputted and generated for you. If you opted in to put in some property context, then that would be here also. And then the employment information we pulled from the payroll source. So the organization name, website, their position held, supervisor's contact information we pulled from the payroll company, and their years of service, their annual income, and their household income if there's co-applicants. This is the financial verification. This section shows you a segment of their financial data to get a clear view of their stability. The graph on the left shows you income coming in. So government income, employment income, other sources of income like e-transfers. And on the right will be a average monthly balance graph of their bank balance, show you growth or decrease. You can just keep an eye out on that. And then the same bar graph information just in numbers now, easier for you to read and follow, see a monthly basis, what's their bank balance, etc., what's coming in, what's going out of their account. And then you have some other metrics like NSF count, average cash flow, bank balance, paycheck stability, on-time rent payments. This is something realtors also need to take a look at because we go into their verified bank transaction history to see how many times post-dated checks were bounced or e-transfers were sent out after 5 to 7 days. That would be considered a late on-time rent payment. And income transactions will be their paychecks coming in and their rent going out. Now, this is the background record search and section. We do a background search from over 110,000 databases globally from over 180 plus countries. And we also go through public records such as public court records, public criminal history records, OFAC scan, sex offender list, any LTB sources like Open Room, Canly, Souk, any sources within North America. If they have an ongoing case with the LTB, we'll notify it here, and you would see all their cases here, and then you can look at the record. This is the applicant's identity page. Their IDs and their selfie would be here. Sometimes if the name doesn't match, it will show you like that. The name was a mismatch, and their IDs are no longer in your emails. They'll be over here, secured. And this is the address history. So you'll have the address information and landlord references. We send out a text message and email for a Airbnb style scorecard for the landlord to fill out. They'll rate them 1 to 5. Would they rent again? Did they pay on time? Were they clean? Did they damage the property, and any additional details? If you're awaiting a response, it will show you this and the attempts made. And then we give you a report from Equifax. Instead of 12 pages, you're getting it now in 3 pages. All the information is here. You'll get the credit score, nice and organized, the addresses, the debt summary, loans, credit summary, trade lines, and revolving credit. Lovely. I just need to understand. Oh yeah, perfect. Again, we have some new additions for 2026. You can meet Alex, our voice assistant AI. He does all your employer and landlord checks for you as the last layer of verification. Without Alex, you're doing it all by yourself. And now with Alex, you can do it. Now Alex is going to do all of that. He's pretty smart. He knows when to call back, and he doesn't spam them. He calls them throughout the day, emails them, and texts them. We have something called a tenant passport. You don't want to deal with any of this. Just add this to your brokerage remarks. Hey, point your applicant to apply.proptexverify.ca and give us a rental application and a PropTx Verify report. And this is going to be like a pre-approval for a mortgage. So it's a pre-approval for a lease. And they just verify once, bring you the report, you make a decision on to the next. And this person, if they don't get approved at your property, they can move on to the next one and apply it there also. We're working with Realtor.ca and TRREB to get this defaulted on all listings. And then we also have a Ask AI feature. So you can literally talk to the report and say, hey, was there any red flags on Saad? And it'll give you answers in natural language, like Saad's score is 450. He defaulted on 10 credit card payments throughout his tenure. And there are some red flags you need to be careful of. And it'll tell you all that information. Or you can just be like asking really extensive questions like, did Saad default on a credit card payment in 2023? And it'll tell you exactly when and where. And that's it. That is the report. I hope you guys are not yawning. We do have a support system here open during regular business hours. You can email us at help@proptexverify.ca for tech support information, tech support help, and our phone number is there. I've also sent the information to Cora. She can then send it over to you guys also.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely not yawning. I love the engagement on this presentation, and thank you so much. I'm so impressed with how far this has come, and it's incredible. So thank you for your time, Saad. We really appreciate it. And you know, moving forward, we like to partner with companies like yourself to make sure that our agents have the tools that they need to make their life easier, get more leases, move business along, and this does just that. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. As we identified at a few points in this call, we have been recording. We will send that out along with all the contact information and all of the marketing assets that were presented today. Thank you so much for giving us your morning. We will give you back your day. Thank you, and be on the lookout for TFN's email, and we will send that over to you.
Thank you. Cora,
Thank you.
you can also send me a link to this recording. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
will do.
We'll include you in that.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys have a
All
great
right,
day.
everyone. Have a great day.